Good afternoon, fellow Plexers. This video is going to go out to Clay, and I'm going to show him what it looks like for one of his users to be connected to multiple Plex servers. So I have a test account for Plex, Walk51, that I'm using for this purpose. So all I've done is I've logged the Plex HTPC client app for Linux into this user, and I've granted this user access to my main Plex server. So whenever you sign, let's see, this is all keyboard driven. Whenever you sign into an app, you always want to go to the experience and check automatically sign in. So let's make this full screen, and this app is all keyboard driven, but it's the same Plex interface. If we drop down to more, this is where you would see multiple servers. So I show my server in all my videos, and this is Plex's free content. And you can pin anything you want or unpin it. So let's unpin the title, and let's unpin Plex's free stuff. I'll leave live TV there because you need that in case you add your own tuner to Plex, like an HD home run tuner. And I do like the watch list and the discover function. So then you can pin or unpin whatever you want. So let's unpin a few from this library just to make it less confusing. All right, so now if I go back to the regular interface, here are the libraries pinned from the only server that's connected. And of course, everything here gets stacked depending how these are arranged. So if I move the movie library up towards the top, now when I go to home, all these ribbons here will be higher on this list. And now you'll see the concert library information next. And this is my documentary movie library. And this is my performing arts library. And you'll see that's how they're stacked here. Regular movies, concerts, documentary, performing arts. Okay, so let's go to my Plex server, the web app. And this is funky. I don't want to show a lot here because I don't want to give away all my users' Plex names. So, but what you want to do is you want to go into the gear for the settings, find Manage Library Access to grant someone access. So let me take this off screen and bring it back. So what you see is Manage Library Access. Oh, I gave one user's name away, so I'll have to just live with that. So you'd click Grant Library Access and use either their Plex username or the person's email address to invite them to the server. So let me fix this. So now this is the test user that I've got pulled up in the HTPC client app. If I click into it, now I can make this full screen. I have some test servers, and you can see that there's access granted to the main server, so we will grant access to both these servers to then show you what it looks like from the user's perspective in their client app. I can simply hit edit, and I'll just hit all libraries, save changes, do the same for this other test server, and save changes. That's all that you have to do as the server person to invite somebody. So the normal invite process, you'd pick your libraries to share with a person. So now if we go back to the HTPC client app, all right, this is keyboard driven. If I go down to more, it's not going to show anything. If I waited a while, Plex would just pick this up. So what I have to do is I'm going to have to sign out. But first, this client app has an option to reset home customization, so I'm going to try that first. But it doesn't give me the choice of the multiple servers. So at this stage, I'm going to uncheck certain libraries just like I did manually earlier in the video. Hit continue. So now I'm back in. So what we want to do is we want to sign out. Now I'll sign in. Oh, open up my email. Didn't want that. Wanted Firefox off screen. All right, so now I link the account. And now because I signed out and signed back in, Plex knows that we're connected to multiple servers. So you can pick which server you want to be primary. I am going to stay with my bigger regular server and hit continue. And I hit it twice fast, so I'm really connected to all the libraries. So if I go down to more, now you see the other servers. So let's manually do this. Let's unpin a bunch. So now that I have the connection to these servers, I can expand it. And if I want to, I can pin anything I want. So let me pin the movie library from this server. And I'll drop down and expand this other test server. And now I'll pin the TV show library. If I back up, now at home, you'll see how it shows the server name for this TV show library, and then the other server name for this movie library. And then you can arrange things however you want. So let's bring this to the top, and then we'll bring the other movie library right up below it. And now we'll bring the primary server's TV show library up higher. And then the other TV show library off this test server, we'll bring that up higher also. So now that you have multiple servers connected to your account, you can pin or unpin any libraries that make sense to you, and the server name is always identified. My main server is Walker63. This test server is Walker63-DS1520 Plus. And this, where are we? And this test movie server is DS1019 Plus. So it's pretty easy from the user's perspective to know what server they're on once they're connected to multiple servers. Now if we go back to the web app, wherever I have that hidden, now I'm just going to go into general settings so I can make this larger. If you have multiple Plex servers, and I don't really see the need for multiple Plex servers unless you're making test servers to make videos like I do. You switch between them this way in the settings. So if I wanted to slide down to manage libraries, I'd see my libraries on the default server. If I switch to this test server, now I see those libraries, and again for these. So all of your settings are separate. Let's say we go into the transcoder settings. Now actually let's go to the library settings. So on each of these servers, I can have automatic scans going because there's a Docker container on each Synology NAS, and that's considered a local server installed to the media. On my main server, My media is on the newer Synology NAS, but Plex is running on a little NUC with an unrated install on it. And even though they're both in my house, that's more of a remote. It's not local to the media. It's local to the network, but not to the media. So Plex can't sense changes to the file system because the server isn't running on the same device as the media. So I do a timed library scan every 2 hours to pick up any changes, or of course I can scan the library manually. So that's multiple servers for the server owner. And this is, again, what it looks like for multiple servers for the user to be connected to. So these are some ribbons from my regular movie library. And then this is a couple ribbons from my test server on the older Synology NAS. Now I have the ribbons for my regular TV show library and a ribbon for the test server on the newer Synology NAS. And then the rest is from the main library, from the main server. So I know this is going to sound confusing, but this is what it looks like to the user to be connected to multiple servers. And anytime they want, at least with the HTPC client app, they can quickly reset their home customization and choose a different server as primary, and then choose which libraries they want to see. And you can always repin these later. And now you're back in. And at the bottom, under More, you still have the options to manually pin any library you want. We'll pin a couple here. So you just slide to the left, click the dots. That's already pinned. Oh, we connected to that server. So I'll pin this, and I'll pin that. And now we've got libraries from all the servers set up. So it's really not that difficult. And if you don't want to see something, you just unpin it. All right, thanks for watching. And Clay, I hope this helps you out.